The topic of this presentation focuses on the occupational health and safety aspects. Having served in the past as the ABS Divisional Head of Safety for Europe and Africa, I will try to present the key elements of an occupational health and safety management system, making reference to what ABS has. At the same time, I will try to show how a well-structured system contributes to improving safety not only within a company or organization, but also within the marine environment that the company works in. The ABS Occupational Health and Safety Management System has been developed and is being continually improved through our interaction with shipping companies, shipyards, and oil majors. Therefore, this presentation aims at providing examples and ideas that can be used accordingly by each company. So this is an overview of what will be presented. There will be a discussion about the leadership that every company should have on a well-structured occupational health and safety management system. We will then discuss the advantages that an integrated health and safety and quality and environmental management system has, how the performance can be measured and how the information can be managed, the positive outcome that health and safety has on business performance, examples on how a company should take the most out of the lessons learned and how committed a company should be for the continual improvement of its system, and finally, the interaction that a company may have with its clients or the facilities that they actually work in. So to begin with leadership, regarding safety, commitment should come from the top. This concerns the following case as well. We have picked up as an example a latest message that has been sent to all ABS employees to advise them on recent updates and amendments of the health and safety manual. As you can see, this letter has been signed by the chairman, who is in this way showing his commitment to the health and safety aspects and to the safety culture of ABS. Management commitment and support to the health and safety aspects are the basic factors to ensure that a safety spirit is present and is taken seriously by everyone within an organization or a company. What I would like to emphasize on this message is the reference made to the Stop Work Authority. All classification societies that are members of IACS, the International Association of Classification Societies, have signed a joint statement on safety of surveyor, which actually mentions that surveyors have the authority to stop a task that they are performing when unsafe conditions are noticed. What is more worth mentioning on this message is that the above is not referred to as an authority, but also as an obligation that all employees have. One has to take into consideration that when unsafe conditions are noticed and are not corrected, then they might lead to a potential accident in the future. So, regarding leadership, what is also equally important is for a company not only to have a corporate SSQE department to deal with health and safety issues, but also to have representatives and support from all levels within a company. So there are several advantages that companies can benefit from when an integrated, that means both health, safety, and quality and environmental management system exists. First of all, there is a combined HSQE policy, and everyone is working towards the same direction, taking all aspects of health, safety, quality, and environmental into account. Moreover, environmental issues are dealt along with health and safety issues in terms of risk management or hazard identification, for example, and there is not an overlap that might have occurred on a different case. But most importantly, the interactive evaluation of all these components results in the simultaneous improvement of a company's quality standards. So this is just to provide you with a visual result of a combined HSQE policy. Really briefly, just to outline the basic components, the policy is in accordance with the mission of the company and consequently with the targets set for improving its quality standards. It then commits to future improvement and to a continual improvement, actually, while at the same time it aims at complying with legal rules and regulations related with HSQE aspects. In order for a company to collect all necessary information in order to measure its performance, it needs a well-constructed health and safety incident management system, which actually will gather and will collect all the incidents, both near misses and accidents, reported by its employees. All this information, all the incidents, can be used productively to perform root cause investigation and ad hoc analysis. It is, though, of utmost importance that this information will be reviewed by company's management in order for preventative and corrective actions to be placed and implemented in terms of leading and lagging indicators. Leading indicators are pre-incident measurements, as opposed to lagging indicators, which are measurements collected after an incident occurs. For example, a collapsed scaffold on a shipyard, it's a lagging indicator because the incident has already occurred, whilst a pre-inspection that notices the poorly constructed scaffold is a leading indicator for which preventative actions may be taken to avoid a potential accident in the future. There is a direct linkage, in our opinion, between the occupational health and safety and business performance. As already mentioned before, a strong occupational health and safety system can assist a company by providing improved quality services and therefore reduce the accidents of their employees. So it is obvious that as accidents decrease, compensation claims decrease as well. On the other hand, there is no occupational health and safety management system that can stand as it is forever and be productive at the same time. As the time goes by, things change, hazards appear, along with the need for implementing additional and other controls that also appears. Therefore, companies should take the most out of the lessons learned and continually improve their system. Therefore, policies, guides, procedures should be regularly evaluated, and based on the leading and lagging indicators of each company, they should amend it or reissued accordingly. Just to give you an example, ABS surveyors, we as ABS surveyor, we drive a lot in order to attend vessels on different places and or different kind of vessels on a daily basis. This has resulted in the past few years to an increase of the driving incidents that our organization has. Therefore, ABS was forced to prepare separate guides on driver safety and fatigue management. In addition, all this important information that comes up from the incidents reported should pass to all the employees in order to increase the awareness and in order to prevent reoccurrence of a similar incident. This can be done either as resources on employees' toolbox talks or in a form of case studies, for example. However, it is everyone's responsibility to develop a safety culture and assess the safety condition every time before undertaking a task. This assessment is commonly known as job safety assessment or job safety analysis. Besides the need for performing a formal job safety assessment when undertaking a complicated or dangerous task, everyone should develop a safety culture in order to perform a quick assessment on a regular basis and on a daily basis, or even on simple tasks that he or she might undertake. More specifically, the following 5 steps may be taken. Everybody should look, think, recognize, control, and then begin the task. Or more specifically, everyone should take a moment to look around the area, think about the actions needed to be taken in order to undertake a specific task, recognize the potential hazards, implement controls to mitigate the hazards, and all this should be done prior to beginning work. By evaluating the performance of an occupational health and safety management system, a company may identify the most critical safety behaviors. As you can see on this example, ABS has come with 6 safety critical behaviors. If you can have a look on those, I mean, the first 4 of them, I'm a little bit more specific to the type of work that we are performing. Therefore, for ABS, for example, it is critical for its employees to keep their eyes on the task, keep their eyes on the path, stay away from the line of fire, which practically means to maintain a safe working distance when dangerous tasks are being undertaken, such as load tests, pressure tests, and also to maintain what we say 3 point of contact. So when we are climbing ladders, when we are on a staging, or when we are transferring from ship to ship, to have in position either 2 feet and 1 hand, or 2 hands and 1 foot. I believe, though, that the 2 last critical safety behaviors are more or less applicable to all companies. The first one is continuous awareness. As I'm sure you are all aware, unfortunately, accidents occur to experienced people as well. Imagine that, for example, when someone just starts driving, he or she might be inexperienced and prone to mistakes, to making mistakes, but on the other hand, he or she is quite alerted and quite focused on the task that he or she is undertaking. However, as the driver becomes more experienced, he or she ceases to be as careful. So this factor, a huge amount of accidents occurred due to unexperienced people is due to complacency. The last critical safety behavior is communication. Policies, training, presentations are all important, but by no means are enough. Speaking from personal experience, being a person working on the field, I can verify that the message is not always conveyed properly. Companies shall find a way, alternative ways, in order to communicate the health and safety aspects to their employees, while at the same time, they should remain open on receiving feedback. There should be, though, a close interaction with companies also working together. For instance, as indicated on this excerpt of ABS rules, each company should demand from the other side to respect its safety policy and establish and maintain a safe working environment for their employees. At the same time, the reporting of unsafe conditions should not be restricted to one's company. All kinds of unsafe conditions and unsafe behaviors on all premises, even on those outside of another company's, let's say, premises, need also to be reported. For example, when visiting a workshop, if somebody notices that workers are not using the appropriate personal protective equipment, or the machines used do not have the appropriate safety or protective devices, let's say, he or she needs to be reported. It's his and her obligation to report it, because by this way, by intervening on somebody else's job, he or she might save someone's life in the future. So each company should collect the information from the industry to create cases and increase the safety awareness. In case of a major accident external to a company, it is equally important for a company not only to distribute the message and find out that the message occurred, but also to follow up with the incident investigation. And as time passes and more information are being gathered, are being made available, actually, the company also should gather the information and present it to their employees. Another important method that the company may follow is to assess the facilities that they work in. This assessment, of course, we are talking about an assessment in terms of health and safety. This, by assessing facilities that companies work in, this will benefit not only the company, but the facility as well, and will prove beneficial to the industry. Ajax, the International Association of Classification Societies, has recently issued a recommendation which actually encourages all classification societies to perform shipyard assessments. Last but not least, the interaction that companies may have with each other is in terms also to seek every opportunity in order to receive and provide training related with health and safety aspects.